Hey guys, welcome to my channel LEMURIAN CELTIC. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Today's topic on which I'm gonna talk about is a question mark on women's career. So if you are a male watching this, then keep watching because you are the one who will be the bestest, most honorable, most loving father for your own future daughter. So let's begin. Here's the thing, when we see a vast difference between men and women careers, that men's careers stays last in most cases, but women's career don't last forever. First of all, I want to make it clear that due to differences in careers and professions, there are many thoughts and beliefs according to religions, cultures, countries and or origins. But one thing is really vivid here, which is as girls grow up, when they got degrees, their own professions, then for to enter in a solid relationship like marriage, ambiguity always comes there. Solid relationship in a sense, as this kind of relation is quite significant when you share your life with someone else to make a stable future for your next generation. As without proper identity of parents, generations won't be stable at all, and their mind, heart and souls always ask questions of who they truly are and where do they belong in reality. So that's why this kind of relation is most honorable, pure and significant. And when you talk about your careers, especially women's career, then in many scenarios, they get to suffer a lot due to their marital life and distinguished behaviors of their spouses and their in-laws. Because when you do live in a society, then you get to work for yourselves and for your family as well. And when you do have a specific profession, I'll not mention names as there are multiple versatile professions which are well creative and valuable in their own ways, as each profession brings something beneficial to the world for you to evolve more beautifully as a human being. So let's come to the point. When you do have a profession where you get to meet many people of different areas of life, when you get to socialize more for to excel in your career, when there is a need to communicate with different people on multiple things, multiple projects, multiple clients relating to art, science, architecture, medical, engineering, designing, clothing, literature, journalism, law, counseling, or as a public speaker, social advisor, as an astrologer, and as a writer as well. There are many beautiful and creative professions in this world, so take what resonates with you. But for to keep continuing your work, your job, your business, you always need a stable, reliable, moral support from your partner or spouse if you are committed or married to someone. And then you don't need anything else for to pursue your job, your profession happily afterwards. But I kept seeing many problems in this area of life, for women especially. I've personally observed a lot of cases in my life when a woman is quite successful, even financially well off and stable in her life, but still she can't get enough support for herself to pursue her career after her marriage and kids. In those cases, these women always suffer from illness, anxiety, and lack of support in doing domestic work, etc. Means their spouses or in-laws treat them like a useless, worthless and non-human thing who haven't ability to think, feel or do the things with respect and happiness. Those women have had struggled a lot for to earn their degrees, for to pursue their passion in a practical form, for to excel in their professions. But after getting married and kids, they always find difficulty in balancing things out among themselves, their careers, and their marital life due to lack of support from their partners. And in those cases, when you have to leave your career, your job, when you had to change your career, either when you keep yourself hidden in your homes, when you are unsafe at your own home, even when you can't go outside due to the reason that many people are in search of you for to harm you or just for to talk to you in a way that someone could take pictures and then portray those pictures as their intentions are. People are different, and all the in-laws, especially mother-in-laws, are different from one another. So it doesn't mean that if some mothers destroy their children's relationships, then all the others also do the same. Because not every mother has this much ego, hate, competitiveness, and jealousy for her child's spouse and their careers. But when you grow up as a human being that only mothers are real, only parents' love and mother's love is pure, then it becomes so painful and odd to actually imagine those things. And when these kind of things happen, then this becomes more difficult to understand and trust that these kind of things are really harsh truths. It is quite tough to digest actually, but you can't deny the real picture of life. And in most cases, boys leave their spouses in the illusion that their mothers are sincere for them and spouse is temporary. If one goes, then they'll bring another. But when they actually realize the situation, then all the storms and destructions have been occurred and passed earlier. Because this is the karma of life, that if you'll do wrong to anyone, then it will come back to you in most unchangeable and obvious ways. When you couldn't do anything, rather live a broken life in silence or to portray a fake happy life outside. Because who'd accept the reality and who'd tell others that the most loving and trustworthy person of their life with most honorable relation, like mother, whom you can rely fully, whom you can trust fully, that respectable person has ruined her own child's life just because she is jealous of their children's joyous, balanced, and pure relationships. And for those whom life has been affected due to separation and divorces when they did have kids, then those grandparents don't leave those kids alone with their single mothers. Rather, they always find a way to meet those kids later after their parents' divorce and separation. And they always do brainwash of those kids, because in many cases when parents got divorced, then they don't meet in person afterwards. And when kids meet their father's family and their fathers, then those hypocrite people say a lot of bad things about their mother and do share a lot of self-made stories just to create problems in their existing life which was left after their parents' divorce or separation. People need to understand here is that when a child listens bad things about his or her mom, then what kind of feelings and emotions he or she gets afterwards? Don't these things harm children's mind and their approach to see people, their parents, their own life when they'll be grown up and will want to find a partner for themselves? What would they find in partner as a father or as a mother? These all bad things simply destroy their innocence of mind enough that their building blocks for a complete, strong, confident person just shake up. But who'd consider to even think about that? Parents who got separated or those grandparents who were the reason of this separation and destruction? this thing doesn't stop here. This always negatively impacts the next generations as well. Because when these broken children grow up, they grow up with fear, limitations, fake faces of their parents who couldn't stand well for their own beliefs and happiness, and fake faces of grandparents who made the reason for all these mishaps and disruption. And even if those grandparents seem like well-off, elegant outside, but showing off doesn't matter here. This all just starts from heart and mind. So if your heart and mind is dirty and sneaky, then nothing else will change this kind of reality. But these all things need to change now. For those generations who will come next, and for all of us as well, because it seems so foolish that we hide ourselves behind society and society's norms, etc. This is just a word, believe me. People do wrong, people do bad things, people do the things what they actually wanna do. But after doing all that stuff, they always hide their ill faces behind this word, society. So open your eyes now for yourselves and for your upcoming generations as well, if you don't want to give them a distorted or ruined personality, okay? Work on yourself, make yourself better and reliable for yourself and for your next generations as well. As tarot and horoscope tell a lot about our past, present and future, but at the end of the day, it's us who truly shape our own lives in a way we want with our pure heart, mind and soul. So this is the time to take charge of your lives. Whether you are feeling strong, weak or less accomplished, etc. Just release all your fears, anxieties and limitations now, so that it won't affect your life, your goals, your happiness and your next generations. Okay? And trust God that if He could send you on this planet, then definitely He has His perfect plan to design and move your life towards light, not darkness. Okay? And remember, every brightness, hope, optimism and light always directs you towards your Creator, your God. So live your best life with courage and confidence that He is with you and you will never be lost at all. But you need to do your work with full honesty, love and ambition of being a good, contented, joyous, peaceful, humble and successful person at the same time, okay? I've made this video especially for young generation, boys and girls both, that set your priorities first and run your life with bravery and discipline, with having faith in God and the universe, that if you do good, then nothing in this world who could stop you from being a better version of you, to live a best happy life, okay? And also note that do good, be good for your next generations as well. I'm sure that your next generation will be proud of you. So keep doing the best in life and stay happy always. Show love and respect. Give love and respect to your spouse, so that your children will learn how to give love and respect to each other in a family. And make a family, not any political party of ego clashes, competitiveness or taking revenge of past hurts or losses, okay? I understand that a happy family becomes when both partners are in love with each other truly, and they both respect, appreciate and support each other. That's why I'm saying that know your worth and don't compromise your happiness for anyone, because when you have time, people always make fun of your choices and they always criticize you. But when you lose that time, then all that drama just get finished from the screen. And then people say that that was your life, your choice. You are free, not in a cage. Then why do you blame us? This all is real story, not just words. And one thing I want to mention, that a strong relationship doesn't break in just one day. For this to happen, these kind of women spend a lot of time to brainwash their sons' minds in a way that works like a slow poison for their children's relationships. And when that relationship actually breaks, then it also finishes all the chances to reconcile afterwards. Because these kind of tricks always ruin the trust and foundation of a strong and most loved relationship first. And after finishing their relation, they start saying to their sons that marry another girl as soon as possible. I can't see you sad, my son. What? I mean, haven't you noticed, guys, that they're overacting at its peak here? But I'm feeling sad for those mothers who do this bad stuff and they don't get enough credit for their efforts at all. No appreciation, no awards. I mean, you people have ruined most love relationship. I understand that you celebrate in private, but at least there must be something for you publicly as well. This is ridiculous that you ruined your generation's life with the destruction of their next generations as well. That's a big thing, isn't it? So guys, trust yourselves, your God, your priorities, your choices, your vision of life which is yours, and live your life according to that, okay? Because now 21st century is going on. Do you guys think that we can afford any kind of loss for our next generation in any form, whether emotionally, physically, mentally or spiritually? I don't think so. As when you'll take charge of your life now, then you will make a place for your next generation, such a creative world where they will be able to trust themselves fully that they are enough and their parents are already happy, successful and satisfied within themselves. And for them as well, that they don't need any validation of obedience from their kids in any form of sacrifice or familial desires related to any old beliefs. Then at that time, your next generation will be free to be themselves and continuing and pursuing the things which they truly are. Then they'll not have to fake their happiness, their choices, their lifestyle, their accomplishments, their dreams, their goals at all. Don't you think that how blessed and fortunate they'll feel that you are their parents who trust them fully, who don't even think about backstabbing their own children, who don't bring ego and pride in the way of their choices, their happiness, who have let them be an independent person with the solid and firm support they'll have as their parents, which are you. Be the support system for your next generation. Be the authentic support for them, not an insurance company who gives security just to earn from others, okay? When you will support them in their life goals, happiness, career, choices, when you will trust them fully, then they'll show up as leaders who are able to choose freely, who are able to do freely. A leader who is a guiding light for others, who will make enormous ways and opportunities for other people to succeed in their lives as well, who will never block other success or happiness. This all will happen because you have given the strong and authentic foundation for them. Because you have positively worked on yourselves to be the best person. And best person doesn't mean that you don't make any mistake. It simply means that whenever you make any mistake, you always find an appropriate solution to make it right. You don't give up on becoming the good person. You don't give up in front of any failures, discriminations, threats, fears, hurdles, limitations, egoistic aspects of your nature, which each person could have in some way. So each person must be working on to be the best version of themselves, so that in our future there will be healthy and constructive criticism and competition, not negative or destructive. Okay? And for all the female, girls, women who are watching this, then remember one thing: never ever quit anywhere in your life. Whether storm comes, goes, or stays, you are powerful enough to run your lives in most honorable ways. Okay? Because in those cases when girls or women get to fight for their rights, their happiness, or when by any means, unfortunately, they get to face breakups, separations, divorces, any kind of abusive behaviors as well. After those things, just remember who you are. You are God's blessed creation. This is just a challenge, not an ultimate destiny or end of life. You can start your life from anywhere, after any storm or losses. I know it hurts, but when you will give up on your life purpose, then it will negatively impact your next generation. All the negativity, self-doubt, or thoughts of being less fortunate or less worthiness will be inherited to your next generation. And the same thing happens with the boys. Male means all the thoughts and beliefs, joy and hurts always inherit to the next generations, as this is the natural human nature. Okay? So leave your bad habits, self-doubts, sadness, limitations, or status quo attitude right now. Adopt positive attitude, balanced life. Adopt self-respect. Give your self-respect, not ego or pride. When you do give your self-respect, you learn to respect every good person out there in this world. And you'll not tolerate any negative attitude for anyone, despite being judgmental of religion, color, origin, beliefs. Adopt acceptance for yourself. Accept yourself fully for who you are, okay? And keep pursuing, accomplishing goals of your life, despite the gossiping that people do behind your back. Just be fearless and be what you wanna be, and do what you wanna do to accomplish what you wanna have. But having a positive approach and ignore the voices of people who don't respect your values, your goals, your choices, your priorities, your opinions, and your way of living. Okay? Because if you'll quit working on yourself, it will finish your spiritual progress as a human being. And any of us can't afford this loss at any cost. Okay? So keep doing work to make your life more meaningful, to make yourself more joyous. And stay grateful to God, who has blessed you with your talents, your identity, your values, and with your own vision of life. Okay? Live a life that when you'll meet God, then He'll be proud of you, not sad or disappointed. And most important thing at the last here is that protect yourself and your family and your next generation. Because people who have bad intentions, they don't consider even their relation with you. They just cause you harm. So stay careful in this regard. And never compromise your happiness for anything or anyone. Okay? I'm gonna add a real example here, which also became a reason for me to actually speak up regarding this matter. I'll not reveal her name as this isn't necessary here, so let me tell some areas of that story. A girl, she's really well known in her profession, where she works. She has a really cute son, but her spouse divorced her due to some reasons behind this name society. She was at the beginning of her career. She spent her time in working and enhancing her skills. In few years, she became the role model for every girl that was working in that field. She attained a lot of successes in her career. But during all of this, her son was meeting with his father and his father's family. In every gathering, in each meeting, he got to hear many abusive words and statements about her mom. He was very little. You may say that his age was from 4 to 7. Okay? It's just a hint, not actual age, but roundabout. In all those years, her son's father's family members have been doing all the rubbish work which is called brainwashing against her mom. So whenever he asks questions to her mom, then she always makes fun of it and tries to avoid it in a very calm and cool way. But he's a child. What a child can sense, feel, and then observe, no other person can judge at that point of time. But all those destructions that are happening inside his innocent mind, what do you think that those stuff will remain hidden forever? No, never. Because that all bad stuff and things will explode itself someday. But after damaging his innocent mind, heart and soul, are these kind of parents respectable in your eyes? Think about it. Parents, wow, what a magical word. But who knows that whose parents will destroy their own children's happiness someday? By emotional blackmailings, by feeding misunderstandings and egoistic talk into their minds, by just giving them a wide margin to make them feel like they are superior than everyone else out there. Then demand something from them and ask for anything that make them feel heard in so many ways. And most common thing nowadays is to prepare someone else's entry in between their relationship. Like, are you serious? If you do watch action or detective movies a lot, then it doesn't mean that you'll apply all those ideas and techniques onto your children just for to obtain satisfaction of your ego. This is actual life. If you want to have some fun, then play games or watch any funny, informative talk shows or serials. Why do you disrupt your children's lives? Have you created your children's lives for this day? Haven't you ever felt pain or distress what your children go through with afterwards? Here's another thing also, that it is also possible that in parents' lives, they themselves had to lose someone whom they truly loved. That's why they are taking revenge of that thing from their children. Otherwise, I'm not seeing any other thing which is reasonable to describe all this nonsense. Really, this is miserable. And those people who give threats to others, it is for you that keep your threats to yourself. Maybe it will help you later on in your lives. But remember, God is greatest than everything and everyone. And your plannings or threats are just nothing in front of God's plans against you. So keep that in mind as well. And one most important message I need to convey here to that girl. I'm calling her a girl, even she's a woman, because she still seems like a cute, innocent girl. not married, divorced woman at all. This is really important message for you. Really, really important. That I know once you said that I wanna go to God and meet Him personally. I have many questions. I need their answers. And you are really yearning to meet God. And even you didn't even think about your life and your son. That you deserve your own love as well. You are most charming and adorable, most kind human being. You deserve your life, your happiness, which God has written in your destiny. Then listen, my precious angel. God has elevated your level among all the people whom you do walk with and among all the people whom you have walked with. They'll never be able to replace you. And God loves you this much that He'll give answer to you very beautifully. As you know, you are at the peak in your career from a very long time. And someone truly loves you. He already expressed his love to you and gave you a marriage proposal as well. But you didn't say yes. Rather, you started crying later that while you will have to live your life with any other person. Because you hadn't healed then. But now, as you are healing, I'm sure that you will say yes to that person. You can't imagine that how much happy I am that you'll continue this life journey in a very blessed way. And one thing you don't know that the person who proposed you will wait for you forever. Even he is single and you have a son. He's really well known, successful and recognized as you are. But let me add one more thing here, which is that he loves you a lot, that he loves your son equally. And he'll be the best father for your son and for the ones who will be coming next. So stay strong as you always have been with the same smile and brilliance in mind. So just keep winning the hearts through your work and creativity, okay? When you will watch this video and when you will listen my words, then remember one thing, that you will be this much happier after this wedding, that you will forget about everything of your past which didn't belong to you and your son. And keep my words in your mind, what I am saying, that your son, he'll be attached to your spouse this much that he'll forget his actual father, literally. Because that person is this much nice, elegant and kind-hearted that your son will see the outlook of actual father, as he'll always love your son. Even more than the kids you will both have later on. And his actual father's face will be just vanished from his heart, as he didn't take stand for you both when he had time. He didn't support you when you were his wife. And your son will see that how loving, kind and supportive father looks like. And another thing for you is that even when you didn't allow anyone to disrespect your ex-husband by any means, that person will remain shallow and empty for his whole life and will keep reminiscing the things that he had done and the things that he hadn't done. And for those people who had mistreated you, even if they seem respectable, God has rejected all those people from His mercy. But for you, one thing is an advice as well, that just change your residence and location permanently after this wedding with your spouse and son, okay? Because those people's behavior are damaging your child's mind and personality, and this thing will create many problems for him later on in his life if you didn't take steps to stop this now. Okay? And you need to go far, far away. You do know as well. So get ready, my girl, and plan for to move ahead in life, as you'll be needing to winding up your existing projects as well. And remember that God loves you so much you can't even imagine. And that challenging time was meant to come in your life, so that you could see that how much that person is supportive and strong for you and for your family, which was his family. But from now, none of you will belong to him at all. And father's name on papers is just name on paper, and will be like that, nothing more than that. Okay, so don't worry about it at all. Have courage and live your life as you always deserved. And remember, God and people will always support you no matter what. Okay, just stay happy and blessed always. My love and light to you, to enlighten up your ways, your journey to success. And for all of you who are watching this, guys, trust yourself, your dreams, your capabilities. Always work for to improve yourself in a better way. And don't compromise your next generation at all. Marry a person who would be the best match for bringing that next generation which you want. And when you marry him or her, then just trust your spouse. No matter what. Don't doubt him or her. Don't disrespect him or her. It doesn't matter how many suitors or fan following your spouse has. Because when a person chooses someone as a life partner, it means other people just don't matter here. And guys, just don't feel threatened by their careers as well. Okay? So then, after marrying that person, just focus on your happiness and your generation's happiness and goals, not your relatives, colleagues, or parents. As you are bringing up your next generation, you don't need anyone else's theory or vision of life, but only your vision, okay? And learn to trust yourself. I'm sure you'll feel good afterwards, as this feeling is the most precious feeling ever. So this was the video about distinctive behaviors and limitations for women in career in their lives, and I have discussed a lot of aspects for you to reflect upon the things clearly. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it does, then like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon as well to get upcoming videos on time. Also do check the video which was related to spiritual journey. So if you guys are on a spiritual journey in your lives, then that video will help you a lot in so many ways. And do let me know in the comments section below that how it helped you. Stay calm in the presence of storm, but remain determined to achieve your goals and wishes. Okay? And with this message of love and light, have a good day ahead.